The following program was provided by a valued member of our local community. Rogers TV is proud to support local producers and share local voices, ideas, and opinions. For more information, please visit our website.
Welcome to our series, Farm to Fork. I'm Chef Connie Powers, and you're watching Rogers TV. Today we're doing something just a little bit different. This is our holiday special. Now, we aren't going to a farm today. We are going to be doing something that I did on the farm with my grandmother. Today's a candy making experience. I could have gone to cookies. I think you've got that covered. We're going to make candy. It is a craft and it is a little bit of a lost art. So we're going to be making a sponge toffee and a peanut brittle. Both of them take a lot of sugar, but it's candy. It is a science as well. You have to stick right to temperatures, you have to stick to ingredients. Let's get started. We're going to be starting off with a sponge candy. So we're going to be taking a heavy 4-quart saucepan and starting to add the ingredients. Before we get started, when you are making candy, it is important to prepare your materials and your pans before. If you're making a hot syrup, a hot candy, you can't put it down, there's no time, and you also, it's a dangerous thing, you don't want it on you. If you put hot syrup on you, it can cause a burn. Tools you need: a candy thermometer. If you don't have a candy thermometer, you can use an instant read. Now, quite frankly, I like to use the instant read, and I'll show you why. When we're cooking the syrup, I like to stir with the instant read, and I can get a read throughout the whole syrup, not just in the center, not just on the outside. The candy thermometer sits on the edge and only reads the edge. We'll use both today. So we have all of our sugars and all of our ingredients put together, but what we want to do first is prepare the pan. So you want to, when we're dealing with, oops, that was vinegar. When you're dealing with a hot syrup or a hot taffy, caramel, any of those things, you want to make sure you grease your pan. This is not a 9 by 13. This is about a 10 by 8. It's a little bit smaller, and it's all we need for this one. Now you'll notice I have my recipes out. I don't make these often. It's only at Christmas time, and you tend to get a little fuzzy on some of the temperatures. I mean, every candy takes a different temperature. And so I bring out the recipe and I follow it. So we're going to grease it very, very well. Now you might think, well, I'm just going to use parchment paper. Not the same. The parchment paper can stick. If you want to use parchment paper and grease it, that would work. Okay, I'm just putting a little bit extra. Now, let me rethink the pans. The sponge taffy is a 9 by 13. It can be a 10 by 8. It's the size you want that's not as large as a cooking sheet, which is a size 15. That one we'll use for the peanut brittle. This one, you can see, it's a little bit smaller, being a 10 by 13, 8 by 10, something like that. Okay, our pan is ready. And then we're going to start adding in our ingredients. So you can't use, I get this all the time, I don't want to use corn syrup, can I substitute? No, you can't. Corn syrup has a property that reacts with the granulated sugar, and it's what gives us the hard crack. So we want to get 1 cup of dark corn syrup. So we've added 1 cup of granulated sugar and 1 cup of dark corn syrup. So this time of year, we have lots of events to go to. We sometimes really enjoy going to different towns and seeing their markets or seeing their parades. And this is always something that if anybody comes back to the house, we've always got something, like a little bit of sweet that just makes the night feel festive. And I'm following my recipe. We have 1/2 teaspoon of molasses. Not very much, but molasses gives it, whoa, you know what? I got too much in, I'm just gonna pour half. Molasses gives us that flavor. So if you've had sponge toffee that you've purchased, you'll know that's what gives it that nice deep flavor is the molasses. And we're going to do 1 tablespoon of vinegar. Yeah, that's a little strange in candy, but well, that's exactly 1 tablespoon. Again, we need that vinegar. Now, sponge toffee has that airy foaminess. We need that vinegar because at the very end we're going to be adding baking soda, and the chemical reaction to that is what gives us that foam. Now we cook that. And you think that's going to make all that candy? That's going to provide the base for us. We're going to get that all to dissolve. If we can look inside this pan. All right, we're going to get all of these ingredients to become a liquid. With the heat, it's not going to take long. So this candy seems a little bit intimidating to some people, but there's something so satisfying about creating a confection other than a baked cookie or a square at Christmas time. This is a different craft altogether. So let's get this going. It's liquefying, it's getting into a nice syrup. And it doesn't seem like a lot. So we have 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of dark corn syrup, 1/2 teaspoon molasses, and 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. We didn't add the baking soda. We're going to cook this, and we're going to get it to a 300-degree hard crack stage. Now, if you don't have this, you can use the glass of water. Maybe your grandmother used that, or maybe you used that. And that's okay. If you're new to candy making, that's a big guessing game, and these aren't expensive, so this is good to have in your arsenal. So we're going to turn that on. I will use the candy thermometer. Take the tip off, it snaps on the side. There, okay. Do not let the thermometer touch the bottom of the pan. At that point, you are not measuring the syrup, you're measuring the pot. Okay, it's starting. I do think I'm fear that I'm touching the bottom of the pan. Boy, is this ever stiff. All right, it doesn't hurt to have 2. I'm still going to use this. It says it's 69 in here. I've already got some action starting to happen. And it says I'm at 144. It goes up fast, except when you get to the end, from about 280 to 300, it takes a long time. So we're going to keep that going. And we're going to get to 300. For right now, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
the regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university, so they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Monsieur de Champlain, when I finish paddling through this wilderness and reach China, I shall greet them wearing this.
Monsieur Nicolet, your mission shall be for the honor of the king and the Holy Faith.
In the summer of 1634, Jean Nicolet set off from Quebec to find a trade route that would link Europe and North America with China.
But where is it?
Further. I know the place you are seeking.
For months, Nicolet pushed through the wilderness, searching for the Western Sea.
Goja! Mississippi! What did he say?
He says, Mississippi, great water.
Mississippi, the sea, China.
Jean Nicolet was wrong. It was Lake Michigan, not the Pacific. But others would follow his dream, Joliet, La Salle, the La Vérendrys, and they would map most of North America from the Rockies to the Gulf of Mexico.
Hi, I'm Detective Martin Franson in Durham Regional Police. I'd like to invite you to join us for a Seniors Talk, Durham Regional Police, and Rogers TV.
And we're back. I'm Chef Connie Powers, and you're watching Rogers TV Farm to Fork. Today, we're doing a holiday special, and we're making candy. It's a little bit of a lost art, so I thought let's make a couple different types today. Right now, we're making sponge toffee, sponge candy, and we have our sugar, corn syrup, molasses, vinegar, no salt in this, because we don't want to interrupt the chemical reaction between the vinegar and the baking soda. The baking soda comes at the end. What we're looking for right now is our syrup to get to a 300. We've got 252. You'll see that on the instant read. 255. So there's a little bit of difference between the two, and it could be because the candy thermometer is on the edge. I'm going right through with the middle, the edge, and I like to use my instant read as a stirring tool. So I've got it at 253. It's good to compare like this. I like to see the two, and I'm getting it to 300. It seems like it's climbing fast. It's going to take some time. Don't let the thermometer go on the bottom of the pan. Let's start our peanut brittle. I have to keep an eye on that, and I'll have to abandon it if I see it starting to get closer to our 300. So we're going to make a peanut brittle. Now, you need some peanuts, of course, but you need raw peanuts. I accidentally got salted and roasted. Doing a little research, I found I can do that. I just have to add it later in the process. Keeping my eye over here, we've got, see now this says 266 and this says 278. I suspect my candy thermometer, which one do I believe? I suspect it's touching the bottom of the pot. Yeah, it is touching the bottom of the pot. So I'm going to lift it a bit. Yeah, and see it went down right away, a little bit more realistic, and they're right on together now. Okay, we'll leave that, and we're going to come to the candy, to the peanut brittle. So again, sugar. That's the name of the game. We're going to get the syrup, and then I'll prepare the pan. This is a regular cooking sheet. So this one, you can use a 10 by 15, a regular cooking sheet. 2 cups of sugar for peanut brittle. Checking, it's at 278. 280. Both of them are together, but like I said, it's going to take a while to get to 300. We're on to the peanut brittle. 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of corn syrup. I've had people ask me if I can use maple syrup. It's just not right. It's the type of sugar that corn syrup is. that reacts with the sugar and the heat. Okay, I've got 1 cup of corn syrup. Oh, my 1 candy thermometer says 300. Let's abandon this and go back to our sponge toffee. Yep, it's ready. So we take it off, the heat, and here's the fun part. We get to add the baking soda. Where's my 1 teaspoon? Here it is. We're going to add in, 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon into this. Let's take our thermometer out because I'm telling you, once you add that baking soda, it goes. Ready? Well, that was not as exciting as I anticipated. Here it goes. Look at that. Fun. Okay, I'll get my pan over here. It's greased, it's ready to go. And make sure you get all of it stirred because you don't want to have any of the syrup. And just pour it onto your pan. Now, if you put it on a bigger pan, you're just going to have a thinner candy. Look what we have. Easy peasy. I just made a syrup to 300 degrees, added baking soda, and I have this. It's already starting to solidify. Don't play with it. Don't spread it. Let it just fall where it did. I'm going to cool this for about 6 hours, and when I take it out of this pan in one piece, it'll crack. You can dip some of it in chocolate, you can drizzle it with chocolate, or you can leave it plain. We're going to set this aside. All right, let's go back to the peanut brittle. So I had in here 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of corn syrup, and now I'm going to put in half a cup of hot water. And this is just to help all those sugars become a little bit looser. There's the remainder of that syrup. Okay, next ingredient. No, I think we cooked this a little bit before we add the peanuts. So let's get that on. We'll make sure that we get all those sugars incorporated together, melting as one liquid. We're going to take you just on a little bit of a tour of a few parades that we saw around the cities. And we're back. I hope that gave you a little holiday spirit. We are making candy today, and we put the sponge toffee to the side. It's going to chill. You saw how easy that was. It's a chemical reaction between vinegar and baking soda. And now we're on to a peanut brittle. So what we're trying, we've got corn syrup, sugar, and water. And we have to get to 250. I'm just going to set this aside because I don't like using hot syrup and getting a little bit flustered with so many thermometers. So we're going to 250. When we get this at 250, we're going to be adding in peanuts and 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. After that, we're going to reach, I think it's 310. We're going to reach 310, and then we're going to add in the baking soda. Now, if you're thinking peanut brittle, it's going to break my teeth. This one is like the sponge toffee. It's going to be an airy and lighter texture, and it's going to break. All right, we're at 250, so now we're going to add in our peanuts and our 2 tablespoons of butter. And now we let this cook up to 310. I may turn it down. I feel it trying to scorch the bottom of the pan. Once the 310 temperature reaches, we'll add the baking soda and we'll add some vanilla, and then we pour it into our pan, and we have 2 different types of holiday candy. Okay, we have 310 now, and we have a prepared pan. We're going to remove that from the heat, and this is where we're going to finish it off. We are going to do 1 teaspoon of vanilla for flavor, and 2 teaspoons of baking soda. You can see it starting to react. This is what's going to give us the airiness that makes it edible. And you certainly don't want to break your teeth on any of this. Okay, we have our pan ready. Nice dark color. Make sure we really stir. There we go. There's the baking soda responding just like it did on the sponge taffy. Bring our pan over. You see we have a little bit more candy, so we needed a little bit bigger pan. Don't stir it, let it fall where it has to fall. It's already starting to harden. Do yourself a favor, put some hot water right away into that. You can give it a little shake, but you don't want the air to come out. Now, I said it took 4 to 6 hours, but I set this out into my cold room and it hardened really fast. You can see it lifted right out of the pan in a sheet. It just comes right out like that. And this is where you take anything you want and you just crack it. Piece sizes that you like. I like this size. I think that that's nice to be on a holiday tray. It just cracks. If you get a little tiny piece, that's good for just a sample. These little tiny bits, that's the ones I have. And look at that. Make it a little smaller there. Do not try to cut this into regular forms. You're not going to do it. Now, the choices I have is, that one's too big. I can serve it like this on a holiday tray. I can put a little bit of chocolate on it. I have put chocolate on it before. Most people just prefer to have it like this. This is delicious. Don't be afraid of candy. We have sponge taffy. We have peanut brittle, all made within a couple, maybe 30 minutes with a lot of sugar and a little bit of tools like a thermometer. You can do this. Thanks for showing up today. Enjoy your holiday. Bake things, cook things, start these memories with your family. Until next time, keep cooking.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.